What's up, my kings, queens, and trolls of YouTube? It's your girl, Queen C, and it is another nasty day out. This weather going up and down is crazy. Got my kids sniffling and coughing with sore throats and stuff. Just can't take it. I have an Ask Queen C today. And when I read this, I said, you know what? I'm definitely going to do this. It's a little bit long, but when I read it, I felt like I could relate, so I want to go ahead and answer it. So it says, greetings, Queen C. I enjoy your videos a lot. I like to message you. I have a family problem. Maybe you can make a video to help me if you have time. My problem is that I feel a strong resentment and dislike towards my mother. I lived at home until I was in my mid-20s, and my mother and I always argued a lot. So I don't have any good memories of her or that time. I've been living in China for 10 years, and I came home in February 2 months ago. Even though I had been gone for all that time, I really didn't miss her at all. Also, I have a brother. We get along well, but he wasn't doing much with his life, and he's 30 years old. I'm in my 40s. I run a successful business, and I'm happy with my life here. When I return home, I feel really depressed just being around my mother, and I don't like to be there. I really don't know why I feel this way. Most children love their parents, but I don't feel nothing towards her either way. Is this normal? I can't find any warm memories. My father and her divorced in the early 90s, and after that her life has been a big struggle, but no progress. I don't like to be around that kind of energy. I still feel that as a son I owe her some respect, but I just don't have those feelings anymore. What should I do? I know this isn't complete, but try to answer if you have time. Thanks, Bill. Okay, Bill. So as I said previously, before I started reading your email, I wanted to share it because I have been in your situation. Now, I don't know exactly what issues mom has, or, you know, what she's done to kind of put herself in that situation. But I will tell you this. Under normal circumstances, we feel loved, supported, and taken care of by our parents. And we feel like, you know, they've provided a safe environment for us, and, you know, took care of us growing up and stuff like that. A lot of times when we hold resentment towards our parents, it's because they've done something, some form of neglect, some form of emotional abuse, physical abuse, or, you know, something of that nature. I don't know if your mom has done any of these things, but if she has, then yes, absolutely, it is a normal feeling to have resentment and to also not want to be around. It's also normal to once you get out of those situations, once you break free, it's also normal to not want to be around anybody that's fallen victim to those circumstances and doesn't want to do anything to improve their life. Like, I'll give you an example. Growing up, I've shared this often. You know, my mom, she was addicted to drugs. My dad was addicted to drugs. Now, my dad kind of exited my life as far as living with him when I was about 10 years old. So after 10 years old, I saw my dad off and on all the way till I was up about 25 years old when he passed away. So because of that, I really didn't have a terrible relationship with my dad. I was just more so, I had a relationship to where I just felt like really like disappointed in him. But as far as my mom was concerned, I lived with my mom until I was able to become an adult, get a job, and leave. And because my mom had a substance abuse problem, at one point in time in my life, I hated my mom's guts. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I hated my mom's guts, and I used to question whether or not it was normal to feel that way towards a parent. And I realized, you know, again, parents, they're supposed to take care of you, they're supposed to be loving, they're supposed to be nurturing, and they weren't supposed to be, you know, like physically abusive. My mom has been physically abusive, verbally abusive. She had stolen from me. She's done a lot of terrible she had done a lot of terrible things that made me hold a huge amount of animosity and resentment towards her, because it was like, you know, you saw my dad doing drugs and stuff like that. How dare you see what he's done, and then you turn around and you start doing it, and now you're not taking care of me. Now you're not taking care of my sibling. I also have a sibling who I'm actually 13 years and 3 weeks older, so almost about 14 years older than my brother. And, you know, I kind of started seeing him go down the wrong path, and it would, you know, make me angry. But I was like, you know what? I had a hand in raising you. I had a hand in helping take care of you. You ain't gonna just lay around and be no lazy ass bum. You gonna get the hell up and you gonna do something with yourself. And I made my brother get the hell up and do something with himself. He'll tell you, like I told him like he had a choice. He could either get the hell out or go to Job Corps, but he was not going to lay around and be no lazy bum. While my own man was, leaving and going to work every morning and having to climb over his big ass just to get out the door. I wasn't having it. So the fact that you hold a certain resentment towards your brother, I understand you weren't in a position to where you could make your brother do anything with his life, but the fact that he's comfortable in that environment, it is a turnoff, and it is normal to feel that way. Once I had emancipated myself and I had, was able to get a job and move out on my own and, start my own family and stuff like that, the neighborhood that my mom lived in and the conditions that she lived in, along with my grandma and some of my other family members, it was depressing to me. It was like, I don't understand how y'all could be content with this. Like, why are you living like this? And no matter how many times I offered help or offered to do something, nobody seemed to want to move. Nobody had that umph and that edge like I had, because I was like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm not staying here. I'm not going to be in this godforsaken town and with all this crime and all this kind of stuff and try to raise a family here. That's not for me. I'm getting the hell out of here. Now, mind you, all this stuff that I'm sharing with you, this is in my past. My mom is doing a lot better. My brother is doing great. So this is all in the past, but like you said, they're not trying to do any better. Me personally, if I didn't see that anybody was trying to do anything with themselves and help better themselves, I would stay away. I couldn't be bothered. I would be willing. Call me when you need some help. Call me when you need some help. Don't call me to complain. Don't call me to make me feel bad. Don't call me when you need something. Call me when you are ready to get out of those situations, and that's when I'll help you. Just like I have an uncle, and I shared this in another video. My uncle, he was addicted to drugs. I would drive around every now and again, see him, get him something to eat, have him come to my house and do odd jobs so he could make a couple dollars to, pay to have somewhere to stay or whatever. Like little things like that to help him. But as far as sticking around in that environment and having my kids in that environment, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I wasn't sticking around in those areas. If I found you, I found you. If I didn't, I didn't. Oh, the hell well. That's how I felt, because he chose to continue to be in that environment. But the moment he said that he wanted to get help so that he could stop being in those environments and stop doing those things, that's when I was ready to utilize any resources I had that could help him to get him to where he needed to be and for him to have what he needed to have. Your feelings are not weird. They're not strange. Like some people will try to tell you, oh, that's your mom, that's your mom. Once again, we have to realize mom is a title. People either live up to that title or they don't. You can't just automatically say, oh, a mom, because when people say mom, they think of this great thing, this woman that loves you, protects you, keeps you clean, keeps you fed, keeps you clothed, provides a roof over your head, keeps you healthy, stands up for you, encourages you, helps you with your schoolwork, plays with you. We think of all these great things when we hear the word mother and mom, but really in 2017, it's a lot of women out there that are giving birth to children and they're not taking care of their kids. They're not doing right by their kids. They're putting all these other urges and vices above their kids. So because they're doing that, they're not being that standard of a mom. And it's like when you are born, you don't get to say, God, you know what? I was watching this woman down there. I want her to be my mom. You can't say that. You get what you get. And when the person you get is an unfit parent and they don't deserve to be a mom, it's hard to respect them as that title mom. It's like hard to like they should have like another title for that kind of stuff, because it's a lot of women out here who, like I said, are not treating their children right. And you sound like, you've grown up in similar circumstances. So I just want to let you know I can relate. I can understand how you're feeling, and you're not wrong for feeling the way you feel. If I was you, I would distance myself. That doesn't mean, you can't call and say how you're doing, but I would keep it limited. I would keep it limited. There is nothing wrong with backing up from people that are dysfunctional, toxic, and that basically, surround you with negativity. There's nothing wrong with that, because we only have one life to live, and we deserve to have a healthy, productive, happy life. We work hard, we take care of our responsibilities. We cannot let the decisions of others weigh us down. So do not feel bad about that. Like I said, the moment your mom says she wants to change her circumstances, the moment she wants help, the moment your brother says he wants to change his circumstances, the moment he wants help, then you can step up and you can do whatever you can do to help them. But until that moment, don't feed into their negativity. Check on them, see how they're doing, and keep it moving. Don't go stay down there and surround yourself in an environment that you don't want to be in if it makes you depressed and it makes you feel uncomfortable. I would go, visit, and keep my visit short and sweet. You need anything, you need any groceries, can I do anything for you? Go do that, and then I get the hell out of there. Because like I said, I just, the environment started getting so bad that it would just make me go home and cry. I would be like, oh my God, like, y'all really want to stay in this environment? Like, good grief. Like, you will see bums running around, crackheads running around, the crime rate is high, people stealing from each other. You riding down the street and you see people walking down the street struggling, carrying TVs that they done stole out of somebody else's house to sell. Like, trust me, I understand what depressing environments are, and I understand what it feels like to have a disconnect from your mom and from other family members. I understand that completely, and it happens. I think it's the new norm in 2017. Actually, I think there's so many damaged and failed relationships with parenthood and between siblings and between family members, that just family isn't the same as it was before. Families aren't as strong as they were before. You can't really depend on family. You can't really help family. It's just a clusterfuck, and it's just sad. It really, really is. I hope my video helped you. Again, if you have any other questions, you can email me at queenchrisshonda@gmail.com. I do remember you had a PS about trying a product. I'd love to try your product. Give me a little while. I'm getting ready to get a post office box, because I can't let everybody out there have Queen C's address. Some of them emails I'll be getting, I don't know, I might walk up to my door and somebody try to snatch my shoe off and sniff my foot or chew on my big toe. Who knows? Because people are crazy. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe to me. If you want to email me, again, you can email me at queenchrisshonda@gmail.com. Like me on Facebook at the Queen C-Hive. Follow me on Instagram and Snapchat at Queen Chrishonda. And you guys have a great day. Peace from the C-Hive.